Hello, welcome to our Lean meetings. My name is Arek Zwierzchowski, and today I'm going to present you the summary of balancing of the process. It's always good to identify and eliminate waste. If your employees are already doing it, then great, just encourage them, support them, and continue. But there is one but. And a local improvement and a local balancing in the process is not as efficient as it could be if you keep in mind a global perspective. Please keep in mind that Lean is about challenge. We start from the analysis of the local situation, we create current map, and we design the future map which we want to go. And before we do so, we need to appoint a manager of the stream value, because when we start our improvement in the whole process, then we need to have someone influential with capabilities and able to decide, to make decisions, to improve to implement our changes. So we start from mapping the process. We do value stream mapping to see the logic of the process, to see the problems, the waste, the patterns of waste. We measure also what we can measure. Usually this is cycle times, and this knowledge will help us with balancing of the process of particular loops in the process. We've been talking about that in our previous meetings. So when we have a current state map, we need to have an agreement with people about that. Most preferably, we should do the value stream mapping together with the team, because then it's much easier to find it's not even a compromise, but it's an agreement that the status quo is like that. We have this kind of problem, it's nobody's fault, we just need to continue our Lean journey to design the future map and get there. So when we have the compromise, when we have the agreement, we design the future state. So when we have it, we design the schedule, we design the experiments, the problem solving sessions to be able to get that. Because we've been never there, and the only way to be in the future state is by a sequence of experiments when we will try several ideas, several parameters to succeed. So at the end, I would like to remind the concept of balancing, which is helpful in reaching the future state. So when we have the current condition somewhere in the process, some part of the process, we have unstable situation. Like let's imagine for three operators with different cycle times not matching the takt time. So we want to be there. We want to have the cycle times of the operators almost equal and below the takt time, and we also would like to have the optimal number of participants in the process. Before we go there, we need to identify and eliminate waste in these activities, and later we are trying to reorganize the work. Sometimes we need some technical improvements, but please keep in mind the idea is not to do big investment, just to do small optimization, cheap optimization that may contribute to your work. And always keep in mind that takt time is your limit, because takt time says how frequently you need to deliver the product ready to your client. So there is one very important thing I just to remind: never fire people. If you reduce people in processes, then move them to another process, to another task, or promote them to process improvers role, then you will have the win-win situation. They will cooperate smoothly with the people, the managers. There is a very convenient, good, promising situation, and increasing your results. At the end, some two formulas which may be helpful to evaluate how many people you should have in process. You can apply the formula, which is the sum of cycle times, but not of the previous situation, but after the improvements designed, let's say on paper, divided by the takt time, and the level of balance. The level of balance says if your process is stable or not. If it's below 90%, that means that you have a room for improvement in your process. And the formula says this is lead time divided by the number of people in process, multiplied by the maximal cycle time which you observe with one of the participants in the process. So thank you very much for your attention. Please keep in mind the global perspective of the full stream value. Have the courage to do the analysis without blaming and designing the future state. And I invite you to Lean Journey. Thank you very much. Let's meet on our next meetings. Goodbye.